and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, April 2, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, Health Minister says he's had sleepless nights about future of Cuban Medical Brigade. Health Minister addresses concerns about enforcement of prescription medication regulations, and Trump administration still pushing initiative to return call center jobs back to U.S. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Belize is leveling up. We're moving from a bunch of IDs and endless
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's quality and savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best, darling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my smart plan, want it right now. Me want my smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my smart plan, want it right now. Smart. Stay connected, stay happy.
At Habet and Habet and Brothers Habet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus, 20 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Habet and Brothers Habet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Wild 501 is an effort to catalog and digitize more than 30 years of Carol and Richard Foster's extraordinary wildlife footage, a visual record of Belize's wild heart that has been shared with the world through platforms like BBC and National Geographic. This exhibition brings that work to life through new short wildlife films that Carol has been working on over the past few months. Curated photographs that capture the iconic Foster perspective, and hundreds of archival recordings that are now being preserved and made accessible for the first time.
But Wild 501 is more than just an exhibition or a gallery of pretty pictures. It is a living, breathing archive. It is a monumental effort to catalog, digitize, and preserve a cinematic history that belongs to all of us. The Fosters didn't just come here to film Belize. They chose to be Belize. They made this wild landscape their home and their life's mission. As award-winning filmmakers for giants like the BBC and National Geographic, they acted as our global ambassadors.
I knew I had to do something, and I wanted to do something. And I was looking through all my slides and looking through all, and I've been doing this for like more than a year, trying to get everything in, from past to present to future. I know that was my intentions of giving back to Belize.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild.
One high bush
like
jungle.
I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no worry about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in.
I met a teenager.
Everybody said it was swamp. When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
This stuff for we, and we proud of this.
Now we are claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Do not miss worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, life music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Belize is leveling up. We're moving from a bunch of IDs in endless forms to one secure, smart way to prove who you are. The National ID will give you your own unique number, a protected population register, and faster verification, so things actually get done quicker. It's built with privacy, transparency, and inclusion because this system is for everyone. Have something to say? Join the public consultation.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Diplomatic talks about the fate of the Cuban Medical Brigade in Belize have not concluded as yet. The government of Belize is engaging officials from the Cuban government and the U.S. government about the future of the program as Washington continues to pressure countries that employ Cuban medical personnel. Today, Minister of Health Honorable Kevin Bernard admitted the situation has caused him sleepless nights.
It's worrisome. It has caused some sleepless nights indeed. I know that my team at the ministry, we have been, listening and taking, looking at all what is happening around us in terms of some of our friendly countries that had to make these tough decisions. While in some part of the other countries like Jamaica, their negotiations were that they tried to make some amends to the specific agreements that they had. While in Belize, we have a totally different agreement with the Cuban government, or an agreement that no longer exists because that was it ended in 2025, and we did not sign any new agreement as countries. But The brigade is still here. They're still providing that very, very essential services to our Belizean people. And it is worrisome indeed that if we were to lose that 95 cadre of staff in one sweep, it will put some serious pressures on the health system here in Belize. One that I'm pretty sure we will have difficulty to fill that gap. We have approximately about 95 members of the Cuban Brigade in country. Out of those, we have 45 of them are actual doctors who are specialized in various aspects. Where the impact will be felt, of course, would be in our in the rural communities indeed. And so what we had to do when we look at Punta Gorda, for example, out of the 16 doctors that service that area, the entire Toledo area, at the Punta Gorda Hospital and surrounding facilities, 50% of those are actual Cuban doctors. So we would have a huge impact in the South when it comes to that aspect. As well, the rural nurses that are out there assigned in the rural communities, most of them are in the South. I think in Orange Walk, in the northern corridor, there's a lesser amount, about 7 in total. And then at KHMH as well. KHMH has a couple Cubans assigned to there, especially in the specialized fields.
The challenges are in the rural areas where some Belizean doctors may be unwilling to work. The minister says they are looking at offering incentive packages, and added that they have been planning ahead to ensure they can staff all the new hospitals to be constructed.
To say that you also alluded to the fact that we have a lot of local doctors or persons who at times it's difficult to get them to go and accept employment in the South or these far communities. And so we at the ministry as well are looking at mechanisms. I just had a meeting with my CEO and our chief nursing officer, Nurse Bell, at the ministry briefly on Monday, as we start to look at planning in those areas, what can we do to offer maybe a separate incentive package for persons who are employed both in the San Pedro area and in the deep South, because that's where the challenges are. I know that the Ministry of Public Service had made some slight adjustment in terms of the housing allowance, and so that is granted to these persons, but it's still a bit difficult. So I think that we have to look at further mechanisms that we are able to retain these persons in those areas. I want to thank, of course, all our persons who are there working, providing that service, because without their interest, their commitment, their dedication, we would have had some serious challenges. Now, bear in mind that while all of this is happening, we are also looking at the expansion of hospital services in the Punta Gorda area, as we are undergoing a feasibility study with design that will see the construction of a new secondary care hospital in Punta Gorda. So that means what? That means that the services, the level of specialty services will increase. They no longer will have to go all the way to southern region to get certain services, unless it's a referral case. But so that will require us to as well plan, and that's what we have been doing in terms of forward thinking, making sure that we can fill those necessary skill set.
The Minister of Health and Wellness recently met with the Pharmacists Association of Belize regarding the enforcement of regulations for prescription medication. Today, Minister of Health Kevin Bernard said the issue is causing some confusion. In particular, people living with non-communicable diseases say that even though they have been on the same long-term medication for years, they're now being told they still need a prescription to continue receiving them.
And I know they had a meeting yesterday with the Pharma Association, because there have been some confusion. There have been where in some private pharmacy they have been saying, we have told not to provide anything unless you bring a prescription. But if there were persons who had been on some prescribed drugs, the pharmacy has that leverage to be able to issue that and document. It's all about the proper of medication across this country, while not denying access to the needy of our society, because at the end of the day, while we have taken these steps to categorize the sale of medication, and I understand we have placed them into 3 categories. One of them is the general over-the-counter sale, which you could go and buy. I've seen a post from a good friend of mine who said, "Oh, you can't get Tylenol over the counter." That's not true. You can get ibuprofen, 200 milligram, right over the counter. Those are over the counter drugs. You can get your Tylenol, usual cough medicine, and so forth. It is only items that are prescription drugs only that you have to really get a prescription for. And I understand what you're saying in terms of person who would say, "Oh, but I have to go back to a doctor." Again, our public health facilities are available to prescribe those medications for you once you have been, because everything, for the most part, a patient history may be in our BHIS already. And our government facilities are open, our NHI facilities are open. So I encourage those who have NHI or subscribe to NHI, visit your NHI facility or go to the public facilities, whether it's in Belize City, KHMH, Cleopatra, Mitchell Roberts, any of those facilities that are nearest to you, and you can get your prescription done by one of our medical officers or doctors that can see you there. But by right, a doctor should be seeing you if you have a heart condition, if you have a serious chronic illness. You should be seen at least every 3 months to make sure that specific drug that they are putting you on is effectively working for you. And so that is the rationale behind all of these things.
The Trump administration has not relented on its push to return call center jobs to the U.S. At the beginning of the week, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, published a related advisory which will also focus on cracking down on foreign-based scams emerging from the BPO sector. The FCC is considering rules that would allow customers to request transfers to U.S.-based call centers. This initiative includes exploring whether companies should be required to disclose the location of call centers during customer interactions. Another proposed regulation would require call center workers to be proficient in American Standard English and trained to resolve issues specifically for U.S. customers. It is also considered whether Spanish-speaking call centers should be required to be bilingual and meet similar proficiency standards. The most significant rule would prohibit offshore centers from handling sensitive transactions involving social security numbers, bank accounts, credit cards, passwords, or multi-factor authentication codes. These tasks would have to stay in the U.S. The FCC is also considering a cap on how many customer service calls a company can route overseas. A 30% limit has been floated as a starting point to encourage companies to hire more domestic workers. The initiative is also pushing to completely ban the use of call centers located in countries designated as foreign advisories to the U.S., like China or Russia, to stop illegal scams that often use the infrastructure of offshore centers. The FCC is also looking into requiring fees or bonds from companies that facilitate high volumes of international calls. A second related rulemaking aims to close loopholes in how phone numbers are resold, making it harder for overseas scammers to mimic using local U.S. numbers. These are currently proposals and are not yet final laws. The FCC is in a period where businesses and the public can weigh in on how these rules would work before a final vote is taken later this year. If approved, the initiative may affect how call centers in Belize operate. Belize knows all about what drops the cocaine parcels that end up in the Caribbean Sea when transfers go wrong. When traffickers abandon their cargo, leaving the currents to carry millions of dollars worth of drugs. The fishers often come upon the parcels, but new research from the Bahamas found 1/3 of 85 sharks tested positive for cocaine, along with caffeine and painkillers, all contaminants of emerging concern. With Bahamas sitting along major drug trafficking routes, the findings raise the question of whether sharks are test biting cocaine parcels. The study, partly titled Drugs in Paradise, was published in early March in the journal Environmental Pollution by a team of 10 researchers. They note that CECs typically enter coastal waters primarily through wastewater effluents, agricultural runoff, and urban discharges, including sewage outflows and even people urinating in the water. About 1/3 of the 5 shark species sampled from nearshore habitats around Eleuthera Island had detectable levels of the contaminants. Caffeine and painkillers were more common, but cocaine was found in a small number of Caribbean reef sharks, Atlantic nurse sharks, and lemon sharks. Sharks exposed to CECs showed altered triglycerides, urea, and lactate levels, indicators of physiological stress and disrupted metabolism. The researchers emphasized that many of these contaminants, quote, have been frequently detected in coastal waters worldwide, end quote. After the break, with 2 bridges being replaced in Belize City, Mayor said it will take some sacrifice. Stay with us.
El rotavirus es una de las principales causas de diarrea acuosa severa y vómitos en niños. Puede causar deshidratación severa y hospitalizaciones. La buena noticia es que la vacuna contra el rotavirus ya está disponible. Se administra por gotas orales a los 2, 4 y 6 meses de edad. Protege tu bebé. Visite hoy su centro de salud más cercano.
Running a business in Belize and getting an international order? Shipping your products abroad is simple with the Belize Postal Service. To quickly confirm the order, you can fill out your customs declaration right from the comfort of your home. To access the declaration form online, please visit the following websites. Simply enter your item in the CDS web kiosk to instantly see the landed cost, duties, taxes, and fees. Postage rates can be checked on your rate sheets. Share the landed cost with your customer and finalize the sale in minutes. Once the sale is confirmed, the system generates your declaration identification number, your key to a smooth and fast drop-off. And if you don't have internet access, you can always visit any of our post offices for assistance. Bring your unsealed package and declaration ID to any Belize Postal Service location. Our clerks will verify your items, seal your package, and prepare your declaration, quick and simple. It's fast, simple, reliable. The Belize Postal Service, connecting your business to the world.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale. always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Our Belize City is growing because of continued investment. From rehabilitated streets to expanding neighborhoods, significant investments are improving how our city functions and how our communities live. In the last 2 years alone, more than 250 streets have been rehabilitated, representing almost $34 million invested directly in physical infrastructure that improves access and quality of life. At the same time, the city continues to expand. Developments such as the Holy Emmanuel area, also known as Gungulung, reflect increased demand for land and housing as Belize City expands in a more sustainable and resilient way. These planned developments support safer communities and long-term sustainability, contributing to rising property values across the city. Under the Town's Property Evaluation Act, property values are required to be reviewed every 5 years. The last valuation adjustment was done in 2013. This adjustment simply brings property values closer to today's market reality, while the tax rate itself remains unchanged. Let's break it down. For a vacant property valued at $25,000, we charged an annual 2% rate, which works out to a payment of $500. Under the new assessment, the property value has appreciated by 40%, making the property now worth $35,000. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 2% of $35,000, which works out to $700. For an occupied property valued at $25,000, we charged an annual 10% rate, which works out to $2,500. Under the new assessment, the property's value has appreciated by 18%, making the property now worth $29,500. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 10% of $29,500, which works out to $2,950. To support property owners, your Belize City Council is encouraging residents to take advantage of the ongoing property tax prepayment incentives. Property owners receive 15% off in January, 10% off in February, and 5% in March. And senior citizens receive a 35% discount year-round. Remember, this adjustment represents an appreciation in your property's worth, not a change in tax rates, ensuring continued investment in your city while providing valuable data for informing investors, municipal bondholders, and individual credit assessments. And we want residents to know the law provides a clear mechanism for review and appeal if needed. Those who believe their valuation does not fairly reflect their property have the right to engage the Belize City Valuation Appeals Board. Your Belize City Council remains committed to openness, accountability, and ensuring that growth is managed fairly for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Beautiful people of Lake Independence, you have kept me humble and grounded. You set the standard for love. Anything after are just imitation. There is nothing like Lake I love.
Love yours.
Attention advertisers, sellers and readers of the Amandala newspaper, please be advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 and Friday, April 10th, 2026. Happy Easter from the management and staff of the Amandala newspaper.
On Monday, representatives of the three public sector workers' unions, known as the JUNT, met with government officials to continue discussions on reforms in the public service. They reviewed reports from the Committee for Enhanced Efficiency in Revenue Collection and from the Committee to Evaluate and Advise on Cost-Saving Measures. They also discussed how best to address issues affecting the membership of the unions and a civil service modernization project funded by the Inter-American Development Bank to improve efficiency, accountability, and service delivery across government. In a few months, both the Belkin and Swing Bridge will be out of commission for roughly 2 years. Ahead of the actual construction, there will be a temporary one-lane bridge for vehicles and pedestrians built near the Sandcast Plaza and a permanent one-lane bridge for vehicles and pedestrians built to link Hydes Lane with West Canal. However, traffic on both those bridges will flow in one direction. It is expected to cause lots of delays for at least a couple of years. On Wednesday, Mayor of Belize City, Bernard Wagner, said it will take some sacrifice.
It will take a lot of sacrifice, I must say, a lot of pain, a lot of disruption. I'll be real, it will be a lot of disruption for residents, and they will have to really embrace it, because at the end of the day, we'll have 2 new bridges in the city. We'll have a beautiful stretch of road from the Pongyard Bridge leading out of the city. That drives development, that drives economic activity, and we are so happy to be able to at least participate in those.
There has been some debate about the Belize City Council funding the recently held free 2-day Holy Week revival concert at the Digi Park. However, the City Council used roughly $136,000 of taxpayer money to cover expenses. On Wednesday, Mayor Bernard Wagner said funding the concert was justifiable and added that the business community contributed roughly $100,000.
Of course, this is running a city is they're not just only about physical infrastructure. You have to invest in people, and we believe that this is a good investment. Investing in the social well-being of our residents in the city, and so we feel that it is justifiable. We wanted to have the collaboration with the business community. Last time we were able to foot the entire bill of 216,000. This year we are only funding 136,000, and that was a key area that we wanted to collaborate with the business community, and business community came out in full support of us. That is showing that the business community have confidence in this activity.
Along with commuting delays expected when construction begins to replace 2 of Belize City's bridges during the next 2 to 3 years, motorists will also need to factor in the addition of 3 new traffic light systems. Mayor of Belize City Bernard Wagner announced that the City Council intends to install traffic lights at the junction of the George Price Highway and Western Avenue at the intersection of Cemetery Road with Magazine Road and Dolphin Street, and at the intersection of Albert Street and Dean Street in the downtown area. The city currently has 9 sets of traffic lights, and that number would increase to 12. Mayor Wagner said the council is expecting the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing to collaborate on 2 of the new traffic light systems.
We are a smart city. Many times people ask me, what is a smart city, Mayor? A smart city is what you want it to be, and we don't believe in working harder but smarter. Having traffic lights to really reduce accidents. The Magazine Road is one of our key priority areas as we begin the construction of those 2 other bridges and the rehabilitation of the highway. It is important that we have traffic management in a smart way at the Magazine Road area onto Cemetery Road as well as Western Avenue. But those 2 traffic light systems has to be collaborated with the Ministry of Infrastructure, given that they are the custodian of that stretch of road. And so we are working very closely with them to have those traffic lights coordinated with that authority. In respect to the Albert Street and Dean Street, you are right there, and you see the amount of accidents happening there. We are here as a responsible city council to ensure safety of our residents, safety of pedestrians, safety of motorists.
In police news, a 46-year-old police officer from Belize City has been detained after his 14-year-old niece accused him of sexually assaulting her. According to reports, the incident occurred on Friday, and the child told her relatives on Sunday. This resulted in a dispute at the residence of a family member, and police were later called. Following the report, the minor was interviewed in the presence of her mother by a social worker. The officer was later charged with incest, and bail was denied due to the nature of the incident. He has been remanded until his next court date on May 28, 2026. After the break, Mayor Wagner talks about his year at City Hall. Stay tuned.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now.
Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's, quality and savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
While 501 is an effort to catalog and digitize more than 30 years of Carol and Richard Foster's extraordinary wildlife footage, a visual record of Belize's wild heart that has been shared with the world through platforms like BBC and National Geographic. This exhibition brings that work to life through new short wildlife films that Carol has been working on over the past few months. Curated photographs that capture the iconic Foster perspective, and hundreds of archival recordings that are now being preserved and made accessible for the first time.
But while 501 is more than just an exhibition or a gallery of pretty pictures, it is a living, breathing archive. It is a monumental effort to catalog, digitize, and preserve a cinematic history that belongs to all of us. The Fosters didn't just come here to film Belize. They chose to be Belize. They made this wild landscape their home and their life's mission. As award-winning filmmakers for giants like the BBC and National Geographic, they acted as our global ambassadors.
I knew I had to do something, and I wanted to do something, and I was looking through all my slides and looking through all, and I've been doing this for like more than a year, trying to get everything in, from past to present to future. I know that was my intentions of giving back to Belize.
To the beautiful people of Lake Independence, you have kept me humble and grounded. You set the standard for love. Anything after are just imitation. There is nothing like Lake I love.
Love yours.
Attention advertisers, sellers and readers of the Amandala newspaper, please be advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 and Friday, April 10th, 2026. Happy Easter from the management and staff of the Amandala newspaper.
Belize City Council is undergoing a major project to replace manhole covers across the city. However, Mayor Bernard Wagner on Wednesday complained that motorists are parking their vehicles on the sidewalk, and that has been damaging the covers, particularly the ones on Freetown Road by a popular fried chicken establishment. Mayor Wagner said this is costing the council.
Manhole is an ongoing challenge for the city because as we repair and we put in, we have these motorists, especially on the Freetown Road, right in front of this lychee restaurant. They drive on the sidewalk. Listen, manholes and covers are not made to withstand the weight of vehicles. It is made to withstand the weight of pedestrians walking. And when we have motorists totally don't care at all about what the city is spending, it costs the city. It not only costs the city in repairing and replacing, but it costs the city in litigation. We have faced significant rise in litigation costs for people having damages due to manhole, and so we continue to work. It's a work in progress. It's a work in really educating the residents, the motorists that listen, don't drive on the manhole covers because it continues to cost the city. And we just have to continue to press on. Of course, we'll have to look at how we begin to enforce those motorists who continue to disregard the law.
In October of last year, the Belize City Council held an unveiling ceremony for the design of the new Belkin Bridge, a project which would be funded by the government of the Republic of China on Taiwan, with the council functioning as the local implementing partner. By November, the project had gone back to the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing following controversy over the design. On Wednesday, Belize City Mayor Wagner was asked if he harbors any ill will following the move.
No, not at all. We are a team player, and we believe that we are an agency of national government, and if we were asked to participate in a project within our city, we are a willing partner, and we are a willing partner now that MIDH is leading that project, and we wish a quick replacement of those two bridges, which will enhance the city, and that is our number one goal. We want to see enhancement, we want to see improvement in our city.
With the 2027 municipal elections expected for March, Mayor Bernard Wagner is officially in his final year at City Hall. On Wednesday, he spoke of the project that he's overseeing in his final months and what he hopes to accomplish before he walks away.
We have some key priority areas aside from the infrastructure. You will see streets being constructed all across the city, but that is not only our purview. We want to see how we can enhance our e-bus. We have plans to get through public-private partnership 3 additional buses to really map out the city and have it run in an efficient, effective way, so that people at the end of the day will leave their vehicles at home. We have too many vehicles on the road. If you have an efficient, effective public transportation system, I certainly believe that residents will begin to leave their vehicle at home and they will take the public transportation. But we have the bus stops that we have to complete on Albert Street. We have the Yarborough Fish Market. We have other social infrastructure work that is important for us. We have the floating boardwalk, which will serve as an intervention for climate adaptation. Some big things will be happening in the city, and we are glad to be a part of it.
And the man who was riding motorcycle was reportedly knocked down by a garbage compactor in Belize City around midday on Wednesday. Reports are that the incident occurred on Antelope Street near Central American Boulevard. We understand that the man was severely injured and was observed under the garbage truck. His condition is not known at this time. Police are investigating the incident. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and the Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable Easter weekend.